Hi goal getters, today I will be revealing to you the hidden gold mine in snail farming. Imagine making $10,000 every month from a small scale farm. Intrigued, right? Stay tuned, goal getter, as we uncover the secrets to this incredible journey. I believe you already know by now that Africa Today is the best African channel that brings forth to you all business opportunities in Africa. So in this video, I will actually be taking you through everything you need to know on the snail farming. So if you're new to the channel, my name is Elvin Jig, and I have taken it as a personal mission on this channel to make sure that you attain your financial independence as soon as possible. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. Who would have thought that these slow-moving creatures would actually be the ticket to your financial freedom? Now, goal getters, I want you to understand that snail farming is not just another agribusiness, but it is actually a very lucrative venture that can transform your life. Now, I know you might be asking yourself, how? Let's find out. The first thing you need to do is to choose the right species. If you are new to the snail world, I would love you to know that there are actually three main types of snails. So we've got the land snails, the sea snails, and the freshwater snails. Now, talking about Africa, the main snails that are cultivated in Africa are the land snails. I would advise you go for the Lysachatina fulicus snail. It is commonly known as the giant of Africa, which is obviously a land snail, right? And it is the most common snail in Africa. This giant of Africa land snail actually hails from East Africa, and it is actually one of the largest species of land snails in Africa, and it does exceptionally well in countries like Kenya, Tanzania, and Mozambique. I chose to recommend the African giant snail for you for several reasons. So I am just going to be giving you the main ones. The first advantage you have with the giant of Africa snail is its ability to produce slime. So if you don't know, snail slime is actually one of the most expensive things out there. And the giant of Africa's ability to produce slime is so high. So that's why I would recommend it to you. Another reason why I chose to promote the cultivation of the giant of Africa snail is its ability to hibernate. That is, it is actually capable of surviving longer periods without food and still maintain its weight. That is, if for instance, for some reason, it happens to meet unfavorable conditions like drought or extreme heat, it simply enters a dormancy state during which its metabolic state slows down, allowing it to conserve its energy until its environment stabilizes back. Now, another reason why I chose this species is the fact that it thrives in tropical and subtropical regions. It does well in moderate temperatures and high humidity. Now, another advantage you have with this species is the fact that they are hugely herbivorous. That is, they consume a wide range of things like fruits, flowers, and diverse plants. Which leads us to the next advantage with these giants of Africa, which is the fact that you can grow it around your crops, for they tolerate agricultural fields where they can actually exploit the crops around. Another advantage is the high market demand. Yeah, snail meat is one of those meats that is nutritious and highly sought after. Next advantage, we've got the year-round farming. Unlike the seasonal crops, snails can be farmed all year. Now, last but not the least advantage you've got with the giant of Africa snail is their reproduction capacity. Their mating habits are actually very astonishing. If you didn't know, they are hermaphrodites in nature. That is, they possess both male and female reproductive organs. So they will generally mate with any other member of their species at will. Thereafter, each snail will store the sperm gotten from their copulation and use it to fertilize its own eggs. Now, this will enable them lay a batch of 100 to 300 eggs. Isn't that wonderful? So another advantage of the snail farming is the low startup cost. You can actually start very small and scale up. So let's end there for the advantages. Now you need to provide a perfect environment for your snails. Like I said earlier, snails thrive better in tropical and subtropical climates. So you just need moderate temperature and a humid environment for optimal growth, and you are good to go. Learn the techniques to maximize breeding efficiency. By so doing, you need to practice a very strategic feeding, all right? Make sure to provide them with quality food and a perfect environment for them, and they are going to thrive and make you those millions. Now, the next thing you must take seriously as well is your targeted marketing. So just tap into local and international markets. You know, snail is something that you can actually dry and sell locally or internationally, so you can export it very well. All you need to do if you've got some money is to get a dehydration machine. I can never lay emphasis on the importance of a dehydration machine for anyone who's involved in food processing businesses or agriculture in general. All right, once as you are involved in any edible thing nowadays that can rot or that is perishable, make sure to always have a dehydration machine at your disposal. For that alone is going to make sure that the most benefit out of your products. Now remember, I said the startup cost of snail farming is actually very low. You don't need a large space for that. You could simply start with a small pen or greenhouse. I've even seen some people who use old tires to create their snail pens. So it is something that you can always get your way around it for. They aren't really complicated when it comes to their environment. If you could give them the right temperature and the right feeding, you are good to go. I would just advise you invest in healthy feeders from reputable sources. Always remember to prioritize quality over quantity. Now, to maintain the humidity, you just need to water the soil regularly. You can't really succeed in this business without consistency. And consistency is actually that one thing that applies in every aspect of our lives. So snail farming is not an exception. Make sure to be very consistent with your breeding. Try to keep your snails healthy and growing at a steady pace. Now, the place where the magic happens is actually at the level of their reproduction. Remember, I told you that snails will lay an average of 100 to 300 eggs per batch. So all you need to do is ensure that the younger ones are separated from the adults in order to prevent overcrowding. This simple step can actually double your yields if done properly. Now, to crown it all, the harvest time of snails is pretty short. It takes about 6 to 12 months to harvest them. In general, snails will have a lifespan of 5 to 10 years. Now, if your harvest is well handled, you are going to make more profit. Harvesting of snails is actually an art. You need to handle them very carefully to avoid any damage, for they are so fragile. Now, if you are cultivating your snails to sell them for the collection of the snail slime, you need to even be more careful. Remember, I told you it's very expensive in the beauty industry. Now, a lot of us know already that snails are highly consumed by many. But what a lot of people don't know is the fact that the snail slime is so precious in the beauty industry. Go to any cosmetic shop or skincare shop and verify. Any product that has got snail slime in it is super expensive. I actually started using a snail face cream that is as little as this, and it costs $20 and even up to $25 in some shops, depending on where you are getting it from. So snail is something that you don't want to joke with if you've got the opportunity to cultivate it. Now, let me just give you a few advantages of the snail slime. The snail slime is very effective on things like stretch marks and wrinkles. It stimulates skin repair and healing while protecting the skin. It also has anti-aging properties and promotes the moisturization of the skin and the skin radiance in general. I've just been using a snail face cream for a month, and I can assure you that the difference is phenomenal. And the reason why I chose to try a snail face cream is because I heard of all its benefits recently, and I was like, I really need to try this. And mark you go getter, I've seen the results for myself, and that made me actually understand the importance of it in the beauty industry and why snail products are so expensive. So snail farming is definitely one of those things that if you actually invest your money in, I am very sure on a high return on investment. Why wouldn't I bring such an opportunity to my goal-getters? I actually look at snails differently right now. You know, growing up in Africa back in the days, we used to grow and actually see snails commonly around our homes, especially when we went for holiday in rural areas. We used to actually see snails all over around and really neglect its importance. Just like avocado, right? Growing back in Africa, we used to have avocado everywhere around and we really didn't see the importance of it. But nowadays, I know the importance of avocado and I don't joke with it anymore. So snail is not an exception, right? Now let's jump on to how you can actually market your snails, how you can get clients who are going to be buying your snails or to whom you are going to be supplying your snails. Now you could get closer to those who are involved in the beauty industry, that is those who produce, for example, body lotions or body creams, basically those who are producing skincare products. Now you could go closer to restaurant owners and have a deal with them as well. You could as well sell directly to the markets or explore export opportunities. The demand for snail is actually skyrocketing, and with the right strategy, you can tap into this gold mine. So goal getter, if you are really interested in investing in snail farming, worry not, for we've got you covered. We've actually broken down a detailed step-by-step spreadsheet of exactly what you can do to achieve this $10,000 per month with snail farming in Africa. So if you're interested, just go to our membership and you're going to get it there. And if you are a member already, you know it is actually free, right? And if you aren't and you're interested, just go to our about page, you click the link and you follow the instructions to get access to the spreadsheet. It will be like watching a snail race, slow but sure. Trust me, goal getter, the finish line is worth it. Now, needless to remind you that every venture has its hurdles. From pests to climate changes, snail farming is no different. But with the right management and proactive measures, these challenges can easily be overcome. Just think of it like being a snail superhero, saving the day with every problem solved, but just without cape. I want you to understand, goal getter, that snail farming is a hidden gem in the world of agribusiness. With minimal investment and high returns, it is a venture worth exploring. Now, ready to start your snail farm journey and make $10,000 every month? Get to our membership and get the spreadsheet and you will thank me later. That said, if you are new to the channel, do well to subscribe and turn on your notification bell so that you don't miss out on any of our uploads. And also do well to share this video with your loved one if you actually found value in it. For the more Africans we empower, the greater Africa will be. That said, thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you on my next one.
I'm gonna let you go, gonna let you turn and walk away. I know how this goes.